Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have with me the one and only, a very special guest tonight, as they like to call it, Dr. Zainab Vora. She needs no introduction. मेरे को बताने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है कि who she is. Everyone knows her, everyone loves her. So the reason I wanted to do this was because she has been my senior, and I feel lucky to be a junior of Zainab. I always keep on emphasizing in my videos also that we were very lucky. Zainab, Ravi, and Lokesh and Karthik and all, their guidance was the reason that we also could perform well. And in another, this video should probably have been on Guru Purnima in some way or the other, but chalo, aaj hi sahi. So welcome, Zainab.
Thank you so much, Aditya. And at the outset only, I want to say I'm so proud of you from knowing you as a facha who was very opinionated to now knowing you as a very viral, famous YouTuber with a lot of opinions which are out there. It feels very good to me, and I feel very proud at your success. Like it's my success, it's Ravi's success. When you do well, it's like it's our success. So I think that bond still remains no matter,
Bond will always,
always.
Bond will always be there. And I have for other people, I to remember you as a SR in radiology as well. कि मैं जब ज़ियार था तब मैं आपके पास आता था, please इसका scan कर देना, इसका MRI please पहले कर देना. You getting angry with me, patient कहाँ पर है? Maybe like कि चलो ज़ैनब से आज अच्छा ज़ैनब है MRI में, मेरे बच्चे का scan हो जाएगा. At least I
know, मतलब they have seen you in so many forms. मतलब ऐसा लगता है साथ ही grow किए हैं.
हाँ, exactly. So it just came into my mind actually. I actually wanted to ask you you're from Rajkot, right? So there's this so how was the journey from Rajkot to coming to AIIMS Delhi? I wanted to ask UG ke time pe, I think you were the first one from that school to get into Rajkot.
Yeah. It was very surprising. In fact, उससे पहले NEET हुआ था. NEET क्या बोलते थे?
AIPMT हाँ.
तो वो हुआ था. I'd gotten Bombay. I'd taken KEM through AIPMT. So I had absolutely no hopes of getting into AIIMS. मैंने ऐसे ही लिखा था. In fact, basically मेरा time बहुत कम रह गया था because there was no plan, there was no strategy, कुछ prepare किया नहीं था as such for AIIMS. ऐसे ही लिखा था. I mean, I had prepared. I'm from an ICSE board, तो overall knowledge base अच्छा था. मैंने NCERT books पढ़ी नहीं कभी जिंदगी में. Something which is considered to be
थोड़ा it will be a bit blasphemous for the UG students to listen to this. NCERT नहीं पढ़ी.
मतलब ICSE
आपके time पे ना अभी नई NCERT नहीं आई थी. So it was from 2000. I think 2009 का AIPMT जो था, मतलब I had, क्योंकि मैंने solve किया previous year question, तो मुझे ये याद है कि 2009 का AIPMT was based on NCERT, but 2009 का AIIMS was based on पुरानी NCERT, which was जो ज़्यादा थी, and obviously I think because of you being an ICSE board that helped you.
हाँ, I have no idea. तो मैंने तो अपना ICSE का पढ़ाई किया था. कॉन्सेप्ट अच्छे थे, आई गेस टीचर्स अच्छे थे, बहुत पुश करते थे. इनफैक्ट कोई कोचिंग उस टाइम पे था ही नहीं गुजरात में, फॉर दैट मैटर. कोटा वाज द ओनली प्लेस. अगर आप एकदम फोकस्ड हो, यू गो टू कोटा, और यू डोंट रियली प्रिपेयर एज सच. तो आई वाज इन द लैटर कैटेगरी. तो बस मतलब पढ़ाई की थी स्कूल के लिए, एंट्रेंस लिख दी थी. somehow AIIMS अच्छा हो गया था because तब के जीके के क्वेश्चन सब जीके आता होता था ना एग्जाम. आई डोंट नो अभी भी आते हैं.
अभी नहीं आता. अब तो सिर्फ नीट हो गया एक्चुअली में.
हाँ, तो वो 20 सवाल आते थे, तो वो अच्छे हो गए थे सरप्राइजिंगली. तो AIIMS तुक्के से हुआ, एकदम तुक्के से. देयर वाज नो प्लान. एंड आई वाज सेइंग कि केएम में लिया था हमने, बॉम्बे में घर ले लिया था प्रॉपर, कि AIIMS जाने का तो कोई पॉइंट ही नहीं है. केएम में के पास वी हैड बॉट अ हाउस व्हिच इज स्टिल देयर, जो मेरे नाम पे अभी तक है. तो दैट वाज द कन्विक्शन कि AIIMS में नहीं होने वाला. फिर समहाउ हो गया. मतलब रिजल्ट भी चेक नहीं किया था, ऐसे ही कहीं से पता चला कि अच्छा हो गया है टाइप्स. तो that was a big shock कि कहाँ से AIIMS पहुंचे, because no coaching, no strategy, nothing. Now there is so much guidance, but at that time there was absolutely nothing, to orient somebody from a small town to a big college like AIIMS. In fact, funnily enough, जब मैं AIIMS आ रही थी, my relatives and others would ask me कि अच्छा AIIMS दिल्ली क्यों जा रहे हो, आपका BJMC अहमदाबाद में नहीं हुआ क्या? That was the thought process कि मैं इसलिए जा रही हूँ.
People did not even know about the fact that it's the best college in the country at that point of time.
इतना वो टनल विजन था ना कि अपना बीजेएमसी अहमदाबाद है जो बस वहां पहुंच गए तो बस सब कुछ हासिल कर लिया जिंदगी में. So that was the thought process, from for a girl in Rajkot. But yeah, obviously once you enter AIIMS, a whole new world opens up, and शुरू में cultural shock होता है obviously. I'm sure चाहे आप कहीं से भी आओ AIIMS में आके cultural shock
होता ही है. मैं तो दिल्ली का था, मेरे लिए भी तब भी cultural shock था.
But then, you adapt. I mean, it takes maybe 2 months, 3 months, but obviously you adapt, and then you have so many bonds जो lifetime के लिए रहते हैं.
Time पे I think ragging तो होती थी.
We do not rag at teams, we interact. So yeah, there was interaction. Interaction काफी था, but सही था. मतलब हमारे टाइम पे एक्चुअली ये हुआ था कि एक सीनियर ना पकड़े गए थे, तो उसके बाद से एकदम खत्म हो गया.
20th 21st अगस्त को हुआ था. And from what I remember, कुछ
आखिरी 10 दिन बहुत
आखिरी 10 दिन बिल्कुल कुछ नहीं हुआ था यार. I remember the story, मेरे को याद है.
फिर हमें सबने बॉयकॉट भी कर दिया था. ऑल्दो हमारी क्या गलती कि तुम पकड़े गए हो, बट हमें बॉयकॉट कर दिया था कि देखो तुम्हारे वजह से क्या हो रहा है. बट ठीक है, उसके वो तो 1 महीना होता है, बाकी सब.
So in the 5.5 years AIIMS journey, obviously even I have seen a part of it. My first interaction with you was कि अच्छा P-wave देखने जाते थे, तो P-wave की जब practice हो रही होती थी, and for those who are not familiar with P-wave, P-wave is the first event of Pulse. हमारा जो cultural fest होता है, it's like a dance drama event. So Zainab was actively involved in that. तो उसकी जो practice sessions होते थे, तो as a
just actively involved.
Yeah, actively involved in the management aspects of it, I'll say. So I remember कि वहाँ पे that's when the first time I interacted with Zainab, and obviously like there was a set of seniors जिसका like आपको पता ही होता था कि इनसे मिल लिया like रवि से जाके मिल लिया 6th hostel में एक बार जाके एक बार क्या कहते हैं उससे ऋतुराज से मिल लिया and all that, like stuff like that basically वो हो रहा होता है. तो how was your MBBS journey, like मतलब मैंने obviously आपका final prof तो मैंने देखा ही है, like you performed extremely well. For those who don't know, Zainab was the topper in pediatrics in AIIMS. She wanted pediatrics first actually, then switched over to radio. I'll ask her why she did that. And even right now in AIIMS, दूसरों का किसी और का नाम ना हो, inside the department of pediatrics there is a board of the gold medalists who got in UG, Sorry Catherine Award, and Zainab's name is there. Every day when I go put my bag, I see Zainab's name right there on the wall, and it's such an inspiration for me. And but yeah, like how was your journey?
Thank you so much.
छोटी सी 1-2 मिनट, like how was the AIIMS journey, like first second year कैसा था, final year आपका कैसा था?
Second year was मतलब I was completely distracted with personal stuff, और मैंने बिल्कुल पढ़ाई नहीं करी थी, like absolutely nothing, barely passed first prof to, like बहुत barely. मेरा knowledge base बिल्कुल गोल था, मेरा concept बिल्कुल गोल था when I started preparing in internship. First second prof was a big गोला, क्योंकि मैंने उस टाइम पे पढ़ा ही नहीं था. Third year हम मस्ती करते हैं, there is no exam at AIIMS in the third year. After that I started to be serious. तो मैंने actual पढ़ाई शुरू करी है from the 4th year, when basically we have our final profs. उसके बाद internship में seriously पढ़ाई करी थी. So my final year base was very good basically. मैंने जो भी final year subjects थे, especially short subjects थे, और in fact even medicine, surgery, gynae, PSM मैंने बहुत अच्छे से कर लिया था in that 1 year. I think that made a whole lot of difference, क्योंकि in my internship year basically I was confident कि final year अपना set है, दिमाग में set है. I only have to revise and I have to maybe solve a few questions. So internship में what I done was I joined TND. तो टेस्ट एंड डिस्कशन ज्वाइन किया था. तो वीकली जो होता था, फर्स्ट 3 months वाज विलेज पोस्टिंग, तो तब कुछ नहीं किया. मार्च से प्रॉपर पढ़ाई शुरू करी थी, अप्रैल से, आफ्टर कमिंग फ्रॉम विलेज. सो वी यूज्ड टू गो फॉर TND एवरी वीक. व्हाटएवर इज द सब्जेक्ट वो पढ़ो एक हफ्ता, गिव द टेस्ट विद अ क्लोजर दैट ऑलराइट दिस सब्जेक्ट
हो गया है, एक सेट ऑफ नोट्स बन गए, अब आगे बढ़ जाओ.
I had to be on the top and I usually used to do well in those tests. तो वो क्लोजर आ जाता था कि okay this subject is done, so अक्टूबर तक ये सब चला, सितंबर अक्टूबर तक. After that I revised, but still before going in for November AIIMS I always had that nagging feeling कि मेरा first second prof is not good, and especially anatomy से तो मेरा बड़ा phobia अभी तक है. अब रेडियो के बाद it's gotten a bit better because now you see anatomy for yourself, so now it's gotten better. But anatomy was always a big fear factor going into the exam, and I was not confident of my concepts. So maybe that played a role. I was panicked क्योंकि pressure बहुत था पहले से ही सब कि अरे टॉप मारेगी ये वो, बहुत lot of pressure. वो एग्जाम का स्ट्रेटजी strategy. Exam day performance I feel was not, you know, on the mark. And time management में थोड़ा issue हुआ, couldn't give a good attempt. 186 करके आई थी, you know, left a few for review and AIIMS does not count them actually. तो वो सब हुआ. तो I mean I was not very happy after the exam, you know. तो rank आया 98 आया था 1 नवंबर में. तो obviously मिल रहा था, ऑफ था, ऑब्स गाइनी सब कुछ, बट अंदर से था कि आई कैन गिव अ बेटर एग्जाम. ब्रांच ऑब्वियसली ले सकती थी, ऑफ था, अच्छा लगता था, बट यू नो आई थॉट आई वांट टू गिव वन बेटर ट्राई, अ बेटर एग्जाम. सो व्हाट आई डिड देन व्हिच चेंज माय लाइफ, एंड यू नो वी वांट टू ओपन द पैंडोरा's box, but I started reading first aid.
I feel very, I will like, I don't want to say
हार्ट के साथ डरते
डरते बोलते हैं ना आजकल, तो like, you know, it's almost feel like I don't want to say this. For me also it was like this only, like, you know, कि मेरा उल्टा था. मेरा फर्स्ट और सेकंड प्रॉफ एकदम मस्त था, चकाचक था, बहुत पढ़ाई की थी मैंने फाइनल प्रॉफ एकदम नहीं पढ़ा था.
तेरे तो सारे गोल्ड मेडल थे ना तब जब हम स्पीच का ले रहे थे, तो तेरे पास तो बहुत सारे गोल्ड मेडल.
नहीं, बहुत सारे नहीं है, मेरे पास एक ही गोल्ड मेडल है, बायोकेम का ही गोल्ड मेडल है. ठीक है, स्पीच का क्विज विज जीता था.
ना शशि वाला बैच है ना तेरा?
हाँ,
You are from अर्चना शशि.
अर्चना शशि, हाँ, शशि के पास सारे गोल्ड मेडल्स हैं, मेरे पास नहीं है. So but the thing is कि जब like वही इंटर्नशिप में आप TND से शुरू करते हो एंड एवरीथिंग, और मेरे साथ तो चलो like, you know, मेरा तो नवंबर का अटेम्प्ट मैंने तो बहुत पहले ही छोड़ दिया था कि छोड़ो, नहीं होगा, समथिंग ऑन दोस लाइन. आई हैड गिवन अप, और आई थिंक रॉन्ग था. एंड बट द थिंग वाज कि आफ्टर गिविंग द एग्जाम मैंने ये रियलाइज किया था कि रिवाइज नहीं करूंगा तो कुछ भी नहीं होगा, इट वोंट हैपन एनीथिंग. एंड ऑल्दो फर्स्ट एड खरीदी हुई थी, थोड़ा बहुत मतलब 1-2 सब्जेक्ट्स बायोकेम एंड माइक्रो तो मैंने उससे किया भी हुआ था, बट उसके बाद मैंने रियलाइज किया कि इसको तो वो क्या कहते हैं, गीता कुरान जो भी बोलना था वो बना लो अभी के लिए, अगले 6 महीने के लिए. एंड इसके रट्टे लाइक, यू नो, रिवाइज इट अगेन एंड अगेन, एंड देन यू विल एसेंशियली बी गो थ्रू. एंड द थिंग इज, द थिंग विद आई थिंक एम्स इज दैट बिकॉज़ फोकस फर्स्ट और सेकंड प्रॉप पे ज्यादा होता है एज कंपेयर टू फाइनल प्रॉप. तो अगेन फर्स्ट एड दैट वे हेल्प्स अ बिट मोर. So in that 6 months, like, the focus was on first aid.
So basically what I realized was कि हाँ अपने को फर्स्ट सेकंड प्रॉफ ठीक करना है. फाइनल ईयर शॉर्ट सब्जेक्ट्स आर ऑन पॉइंट, उनको फटाफट रिवाइज करना है. एक पेज बना लिया था मैंने सारे शॉर्ट सब्जेक्ट का. सो दैट वाज लाइक कि मुझे ये पेजेस रिवाइज करने हैं, उसका ज्यादा टेंशन नहीं है. सो आई स्टार्टेड रीडिंग फर्स्ट एड एंड साथ साथ फर्स्ट सेकंड प्रॉफ के सब्जेक्ट्स रिवाइज करती गई. सो उस टाइम पे अनफॉर्चुनेटली वी नेवर हैड दोज वीडियोज, यू नो, जो इमेजेस में अच्छे से पढ़ा रहे हैं कि ये चीजें हो रही है. यू नो, वी वर रीडिंग अक्रॉस व्हिच वाज all theory. So imagine reading theory for anatomy, you know, it absolutely makes no sense. So when I started reading first aid, वो थोड़ा better होता गया. Integration started happening. I started consolidating first aid, and after that, so I gave NEET. तो NEET हमारे टाइम पे ज्यादा लोग एम्स के देते नहीं थे NEET, या फिर you know लेते नहीं थे NEET से अगर कुछ मिलता भी है. तो मुझे अच्छा रैंक आ गया था, उसमें 64 रैंक आया था. तो I had taken pediatrics at MAMC. तो सीट थी ऑलरेडी एक, तो you know that takes off a lot of pressure from your mind. हाँ, फिर मैंने बहुत चिल मार के पढ़ाई करी थी कि सीट है, there is nothing to lose, you know. So that actually helped me a lot, you know, when I started reading without any pressure. तो फिर मैं अच्छी चीजें पढ़ती थी. आई यूज्ड टू यू नो एड अप अ फ्यू रिसोर्सेज जो मैंने पहले नहीं पढ़े थे. आई रिवाइज्ड माय नोट्स. कुछ नया ज्वाइन नहीं किया था, यू नो, आई डू नो कुछ नया रिसोर्स एब्सोल्युटली नहीं किया, बट यू नो स्टार्टेड स्विचिंग अप, यू नो, थोड़ा फ्यू अपडेट्स हियर एंड देयर. स्टार्टेड कंसोलिडेटिंग फर्स्ट एड. सो व्हाट आई यूज्ड टू डू, उसके बाद मैंने निमहांस लिखा था और एम्स लिखा था. तो पढ़ाई ज्यादा कुछ नहीं करती थी, दिन में थोड़ा बहुत पढ़ लिया, बट बिफोर द एग्जाम, यू नो, 15 दिन में व्हाट आई यूज्ड टू डू वाज फर्स्ट एड अच्छे से कर लिया. फाइनल ईयर के जो शॉर्ट सब्जेक्ट्स के एक पन्ने पढ़े थे वो पढ़ लिए. एंड जो भी मेडिसिन के लिए थमीम सर के नोट्स थे, सो दैट वाज टेकन केयर ऑफ. ऑब्स गाइनी के लिए जेबी शर्मा के फ्लो चार्ट्स थे. सो यू नो आई बेसिकली हैड कंसाइज रिसोर्स फॉर एवरी सब्जेक्ट कि मुझे इतना करना है. दिस इज माय 10 डे यू नो गोल्ड व्हिच आई हैव टू.
जो लाइक द लास्ट 10 डे में एक बार पूरा रिवीजन करना होता है, एक टाइप वो करके गए थे निमहांस और एम्स से पहले.
वो अपने दिमाग में कॉन्फिडेंस था कि it all matters, you know, what you do in the 3 hours. That I had realized after November, that it's not about the 9 months leading up to that day, it's about the 3 hours. And the confidence that you take with yourself in, you know, going into the exam hall, that is what matters. और वो confidence तभी आता है जब आपने last 15 दिन वो किया है which you set out to do. अगर आपने वो नहीं किया और you are lost 15 days before the exam, no, that will never ever translate into the confidence that is required to get a top rank. That I feel is very important. तो वो कर लिया था 15 दिन पहले, before NIMHANS and before AIIMS. So obviously before NIMHANS, you know, when you get a rank 1 in an exam like NIMHANS, that obviously boosts your confidence. तो उसके बाद AIIMS दिया था again. So now I had peds as a backup. I had DM neurology, both things which I liked. So I gave AIIMS. Obviously AIIMS अपना घर है, so you have to give that exam. तो वो दिया था again, same resource, stuck to the same resource. First aid revise करना है, पन्ने revise करने हैं, थमीम सर notes revise करने हैं, JB शर्मा revise करना है, और PSM के programs अच्छे से करके जाने हैं, because it's AIIMS, you need to know the updates. So वो सब करके गई थी, you know, AIIMS specific stuff, AIIMS previous year question करके गई थी. That was the only thing, but I was very confident कि मुझे पेपर अच्छा लिखना है, जो पढ़ना था वो हो गया. You have to be very calm during the exam. जो भी हो गया past में उसको घर छोड़ के आओ. That is what I tell the students also, कि do not take baggage of your previous ranks, of your previous GT scores and everything. If you take that baggage, तो आप माथे पे लिख के ही जा रहे हो कि मेरा ये रैंक है, मुझे यही रैंक आने वाला है. So just leave everything behind and take it as a fresh, you know, exam.
नया एग्जाम है,
exactly.
बिना किसी टेंशन के जाना है, बिना एकदम चिल होके जाना है. वो जैसे बोलते हैं ना, चिल है ना तो एकदम चिल है ना, वैसे होके जाना है.
बिल्कुल. एंड इट इज सो इम्पोर्टेंट. लाइक हम प्रेपरेशन को इतना ज्यादा इम्पोर्टेंस देते हैं, वी फॉरगेट इट्स ऑल अबाउट द 3 hours. एंड यू नो, हाउ डू यू स्ट्रेटेजाइज, हाउ डू यू अटेम्प्ट एवरी सिंगल क्वेश्चन, बिकॉज एक्चुअली देखा जाए तो आंसर तो सामने है ना, आंसर तो सामने है, आपको कोई मेमोरी से तो निकालना नहीं है. यू हैव टू एलिमिनेट. सो अल्टीमेटली आई फील एग्जाम गिविंग ना एक आर्ट है, कि जो आपको आप समझ गए तो आप समझ गए, नहीं समझे तो आप कितना भी पढ़ लो आप नहीं समझ पाओगे. You know, that is the blunt truth.
I remember this very good thing by like Karthik always used to say this to me, कि to like you know कि he used to be like he talked about Sid and Ravi basically, कि उनके GTs में कभी बहुत अच्छे scores नहीं आते थे, but everyone knew that they will get really good rank because they are master exam takers, because उनको एग्जाम के दिन वो कॉन्फिडेंस रहेगा, और एग्जाम के दिन अच्छा क्वेश्चन आंसर नहीं आता तो आंसर तो लाइक यू सेड, आंसर तो तुम्हारे सामने है, एलिमिनेट करते जाओ, आंसर आ जाएगा अपने आप. एंड ही ऑलवेज यूज्ड टू से कि डोंट थिंक ऑफ कि देयर इज अ वन करेक्ट आंसर, थिंक देयर आर 3 रॉन्ग आंसर्स, एलिमिनेट देम एंड गेट टू द राइट आंसर. इवन व्हेन यू नो कि आंसर यही है, तब भी गेट इन द प्रोसेस ऑफ एलिमिनेशन, एंड दैट विल इंप्रूव योर एमसीक्यू टेकिंग एबिलिटी. एंड आई थिंक वो बहुत मेरे लिए तो बहुत बड़ा वो था. ही टोल्ड मी दिस इन February March आई थिंक, जब फिर से मैं I was attempting in May, तो उन्होंने मेरे को एक बताया था.
Exactly. मैंने ये खुद अपने मिस्टेक से सीखा है. Somehow, you know, you are lucky कि तुम्हें किसी ने बताया. I went through this whole journey and then I learned it, you know, giving like 3-4 exams, and after that figuring the ultimate truth कि अच्छा, it was not about the पढ़ाई after all. It was about you know, the mindset going into the exam. Obviously, what you've done matters, but you know, all you need is the right push, and you know, people telling you कि इतना पढ़ लो, this is what is needed, and you know, you go in with the right frame of mind and attempt the exam with the right frame of mind. That is what makes hell of a difference in getting the top rank. Preparation obviously crucial है, but it's not about doing everything. आप मतलब आजकल तो लोग ये करने लग गए कि मैं सब कुछ ही पढ़ लूंगा या पढ़ लूंगी.
पॉसिबल ही नहीं है.
पॉसिबल आप पढ़ भी लो, but the limiting factor is not the resource or the content, it's your brain, right? That is the limiting factor. आप पढ़ लोगे तो सब कुछ याद थोड़ी होने वाला है. तो मेरा ये बहुत क्लियर था फंडा कि मेरे ब्रेन स्पेस बहुत लिमिटेड है, तो मुझे चूज करना है उसमें क्या जा रहा है, क्योंकि एक कचरा गया तो कुछ वैल्यूएबल निकलेगा उसमें से. वैल्यूएबल ही डालना है, स्पेशली लास्ट 15 days यू पुट इन वैल्यूएबल कंटेंट, एंड दैट इज व्हाट इज गोइंग टू बी आस्क्ड. अगर पूछेंगे भी नहीं, कचरा एग्जाम में आ भी गया, दैट डजंट चेंज योर रैंक. रैंक चेंज होता है जब आप वैल्यूएबल स्टफ को रॉन्ग
करते हो. आप कोई ऐसा क्वेश्चन गलत करते हो जब जो सब सही कर रहे हैं, बेसिकली मेरे को तो ये बोलते हैं, जो इजी क्वेश्चन है, सारे इजी क्वेश्चंस को सही अटेम्प्ट मारना है, रादर देन कि कोई एक डिफिकल्ट क्वेश्चन को सही अटेम्प्ट मारना है. दैट डजंट गेट यू द रैंक. मेकिंग श्योर दैट एवरी इजी क्वेश्चन इज अटेम्प्टेड, दैट गेट्स यू द रैंक.
बेसिकली क्योंकि इजी क्वेश्चन गलत होगा, यू लूज रैंक्स. तो अभी रैंक गेन बाद में करोगे, पहले यू हैव टू मेक श्योर यू आर नॉट लूजिंग रैंक. रैंक की पहले ही लूज करके फिर एक आध क्वेश्चन सही करके कुछ नहीं होने वाला. तो वो जो 100-120 क्वेश्चंस है, तो सबने ही पढ़ाया है. आप कोई भी कोचिंग कर लो, सबने ही पढ़ाया है. इनफैक्ट इट्स अवेलेबल फ्रीली, यूट्यूब के फ्री वीडियो देख जाओ, वो 120 क्वेश्चंस कवर्ड है आपके. तो वो गलत नहीं करने.
वो 60% कोई लेके आ भी जाए तो इवन एट दिस पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम दे विल, मतलब easily they were getting a top 5000 rank. उसके ऊपर तुमने जो एक्स्ट्रा एफर्ट्स किए हैं, जो इजी क्वेश्चन है उसके ऊपर एक्स्ट्रा एफर्ट्स किए हैं, देन दैट विल कीप ऑन पुशिंग योर रैंक थोड़ा एक्स्ट्रा तुम्हारा एग्जाम डे स्ट्रेटजी अच्छा गया, दैट विल पुश योर रैंक एक्स्ट्रा and like that. चलो आपकी rank one आ गई. The one question that I really wanted to ask this. So the one question I really wanted to ask this is because you took MAMC में pediatrics, you wanted pediatrics, you were a topper in pediatrics. Like everyone knew that Zainab wants pediatrics. Like मतलब before you gave the exam, I knew and Rishabh knew and other people knew कि Zainab को pediatrics चाहिए. So what changed? मतलब like what happened, like what was the thinking कि चलो अब नहीं करते, because ये सिर्फ आपके साथ नहीं हुआ था by the way, ये बग्गा के साथ भी हुआ था for and two other people, like for those also, I think,
Avin also, I think.
Avin also. So I like for those people who don't know, they are my seniors, Zainab seniors as well, both of them doing radiology. Varun Bagga is a 2008 batch AIIMS union, Avin is 2007 batch AIIMS union. Both of them initially wanted pediatrics, but in May ended up taking radiology. So आपके क्या, like what were the reasons you ended up choosing radio?
A few factors. First, it was about pediatrics per se कि मुझे ये लगा कि obviously I loved AIIMS pediatrics, but I felt कि हर जगह ऐसा नहीं होगा, and the private practice of pediatrics is not something that I would enjoy personally, तो वो मुझे एक लगा था limiting factor कि बाद में शायद मजा ना आए looking at the same spectrum of cases. That was one thing. Second thing was radiology seemed very interesting क्योंकि उसके बारे में कुछ पता नहीं था. Never had attended radio. I remember on the first day of joining मैंने अमित को कॉल करा कि यार आना कहाँ है डिपार्टमेंट का क्योंकि कभी गए नहीं ना हमारे टाइम.
इलेक्टिव पोस्टिंग होती थी, इसका मतलब होता था छुट्टी है.
कुछ और ही लिया था. I don't even think मैंने रेडियो लिया था. So I didn't know कि कहाँ है. So it seemed exciting, it seemed कि okay, there's a lot to learn, and I always liked diagnosis. I never liked management क्योंकि तब ना मेरी satisfaction वो हो जाती थी, curiosity kill हो गई कि चलो diagnosis तो बन गया. तो I was always that kind of a person जिसको thirst है कि मुझे बहुत सारी चीजें देखनी है, बहुत सारा spectrum देखना है, and I want to diagnose stuff, and that was perfect. That was the perfect fit for a radiologist कि ठीक है, you are seeing a lot of cases day in day out, and there's a lot of diagnostic algorithm that you go through without doing any of the, or not a lot of the scut work that a lot of other residents have to do. तो वो मुझे बहुत intriguing लग रहा था कि ठीक है पूरे body के cases देखेंगे, lots of diagnostic algorithm. Yeah, most of it still holds true. I mean वो thought process absolutely गलत नहीं था, because I still feel कि काफी मजा आता है doing that diagnostic algorithm on every single case and reaching the diagnosis. And if you are in a good setup, you can integrate a lot of clinical stuff in your diagnosis, in your diagnostic algorithm. So उस वे में मुझे बहुत interesting लगा था. But the best part was when I asked Amit कि अच्छा night duties कितनी लगेगी, तो मैंने पूछा महीने में कितनी night duties होगी, बोलो चलो 10-15 होगी ऐसा बोलेगा. कहते जी आज की 3 साल में कोई night duty नहीं है, you go off at 9 o'clock और वैसी 9 o'clock वाली duties भी महीने में 4 आएगी. तो I was like अच्छा, तो अब तो कुछ होना ही नहीं है, मतलब ये तो खत्म ही हो गई बात कि चलो रेडियो के जो भी फायदे हो इससे ज्यादा तो कुछ नहीं हो सकता.
I think this is the biggest reason everyone chooses radio, the work-life balance that you end up getting because of being in
now radio. Like yes, the wiser I get with age, I feel that it was a perfect fit for the kind of person I am, क्योंकि मेरे other भी interests है, like I like teaching, and luckily I chanced upon teaching, but I had other interests, and I always liked a good work-life balance कि अपने काम को काम पे छोड़ के आओ and then you concentrate on your, I liked a lot of me time. मुझे अपना अभी भी me time चाहिए. Now I do not obviously get a lot of me time, but हाँ मतलब वो मेरे लिए बहुत precious है. So the kind of person I am, अगर मैं पूरा overwhelm हो जाती हूँ ना, तो my efficiency reduces drastically. So that's why I work best when I'm very calm. Reflected on my rank also कि अगर panic किया तो आप अच्छा नहीं करोगे. So same thing with this also. So I think it fit me as a person very well who likes a good work-life balance. So yeah, and the kind of flexibility in hindsight, you know, कि कितनी flexibility मिल रही है जो अभी भी radiology लेना चाहते हैं, that you can do intervention, you can do you know, if you want to do a lot of work, you want that surgical skill, you can go for intervention. बाकी आप chill मारना चाहते हो, you know, you go for a diagnostic center kind of a setup, या फिर clinical वो चाहिए तो hospital में रहो. तो काफी flexibility है basically, you know, you get to choose. तो वो हर जगह पे नहीं मिलता, I feel. तो उस हिसाब से like no regrets. End of the day, obviously I would have been happy as a pediatrician, I'm sure. But ठीक है, जो हुआ अच्छे के लिए हुआ. Thankfully no night duties at AIIMS. My life, I guess.
So this brings me to another thing that आपने leave to radiology, but how did the teaching happen? Like how did you chance upon कि आप teach करोगे? Like जैसे मेरे को तो YouTube शुरू I started YouTube. So now I can be like, okay, at least that has given me a platform. If I want to, let's say I can go there. But how did you chance upon ki, you know, be it PREPLADDER, be it Unacademy, or you know, even for example, MedMiracle also you had. If people don't know, you can actually go and search MedMiracle, Dr. Zainab Vora.
It's okay.
So there was a time that as well. So how did you chance upon, like, you wanted to do it? You like, you know, it was something that you always desired, or it was like chance mila and then you found out you were really good at it or something?
Yeah, I mean, I was always good at being a teacher. मैंने हमेशा पढ़ाई की है पढ़ा के. जैसे इंटर्नशिप में भी मैंने जब पढ़ा है तो रवि के साथ पढ़ा है, मैं उसको पढ़ाती थी, वो मेरे से पढ़ता था और उसका रैंक इसीलिए आया है. ये लोगों को पता नहीं है. मैंने उसको पढ़ाया.
You must be very angry with Ravi in the first time. ऐसे तो फिर से
बहुत बहुत ज्यादा, बट फिर क्या कर सकते हैं, पहले से ही पता था कि उस बंदे का रैंक आने वाला है. तो कितना भी रोल हो, क्या कर सकते हैं.
For those who don't know, like Ravi got rank 2 in that attempt and Zainab got rank 98. तो obviously Zainab ने रवि को पढ़ाया है, by the way. तो
रवि का रैंक मेरी वजह से आया है, चाहे वो एडमिट करेगा. एडमिट क्यों नहीं करेगा?
क्यों नहीं करेगा? करना पड़ेगा.
तो मैंने हमेशा से ही पढ़ाया. इनफैक्ट वी गिव आईएपी क्विज, जो अपना आईएपी क्विज होता है, गिव इट टुगेदर, तब भी मतलब साथ ही पढ़ा था. सो इंटर्नशिप में आल्सो आई यूज्ड टू टीच हिम व्हाटएवर आई वाज स्टडीइंग. तो मेरी हमेशा से पढ़ाई ऐसे ही हुई है, लोगों को पढ़ा के टिल टू दिस डेट. तब मैं अनअकैडमी में भी अभी जब बच्चों को पढ़ाती हूँ, साथ में पढ़ती हूँ, फिर पढ़ाती हूँ, तो मतलब I basically grow that way. तो you know, so that is how I've always been. Residency में भी हमेशा juniors को पढ़ाती रहती थी. That is how I remember stuff and that is who I am as a person. तो when COVID happened, basically, I remember मेरा MD खत्म हुआ था. I started senior residency, I think. Yeah, I was in my final year basically. So I just got a call from Unacademy. कि you know whether you want to teach. तो वो first pandemic था, right? I think just before the pandemic hit वो call था. After that COVID-19 came, तो वो बात वहीं पे रह गई थी. You know, I never started. But after the pandemic was over, then I actually started teaching Unacademy as a part time. तब तक I think हमारे exams खत्म हो गया था, and you know I was a senior resident by then. So I was like कि ठीक है, मतलब जब तक मजा आ रहा है तब तक करेंगे. So it was like a hobby. कि चलो देख लेते हैं. I mean, you know, nothing to lose. I like teaching. तो रेडियो ही पढ़ाना है, तो अपना करियर से दूर भी नहीं जा रहे, प्रोफेशन से दूर भी नहीं जा रहे. So that was the thought process. So I started. I obviously liked Unacademy. Thankfully, I started on Unacademy and not on any other platform where you had a lot of live interaction. You know, you constantly got feedback and reinforcement on how you are doing and, you know, how students are relating. And, you know, I got a lot of opportunity to make those fine tunings and fine adjustments about, you know, what to do, how to show myself. Slowly I grew more and more confident. Initially I was very conscious कि अच्छा क्या बोलना है, कैसे बोलना है. I used to be very nervous before starting every class. बहुत पढ़ती थी हर क्लास से पहले, you know, I was very nervous. But after that, slowly जैसे जैसे following बढ़ती गई, positive reinforcement आता गया, तो my confidence also grew. And you know, वो आपका एक personal side बाहर आता है. And you know, students started liking that and started relating to that a lot. And you know, then we used to have a lot of fun in the live classes. Comments चलते रहते थे उस टाइम पे साथ में, तो बहुत मजे आने लगे थे basically. You know, there's a good bond and you know, eventually a good emotional connect with all the students जो मेरे साथ पढ़ते थे उस टाइम पे. So that is how it happened, and it's, you know, it went on very well. After that, PREPLADDER happened. So basically it's like one after the other I started getting opportunities, and thankfully, you know, it's been going well अभी तक and hopefully it'll grow better with time.
There's no doubt about that. You know, it's almost like like when I started YouTube, right? Like I remember, like I told you, जैसे मैंने बताया ना कि it was Rishabh who pushed me कि तू बना तो videos, तू शुरू तो कर, like there's no harm in that, everything. And he used to tell me that Zainab is a brand, like she's a brand in herself, you know. And so at that point of time I was like, obviously मुझे भी पता था that you are a brand, and you used to be like, you know, my motivation also to in a certain way कि चलो कुछ तो, like, you know, YouTube, Unacademy and other platforms, these online platforms, at least have given everyone a platform where they can express their views, and an audience which can actually you can reach, which I think was not possible back in 2015 when you gave the exam, or back in 2018 when I gave the exam. You know, it was just dams बाटिया और वो बस उतना था, उसमें जो हो गया. But अब everyone, like, you know, and in fact students are also intelligent enough to realize कि कहाँ पे क्या कैसे करना है, how to go about it.
See, no matter how many resources there are, you know, I think it's very easy to find out कि कौन ऐसे ही फट्टे मार रहा है, who knows what they're talking about, you know. So basically when you start talking to all of these students and you tell them कि actually इतना पढ़ने की जरूरत नहीं है, you know, when they hear it from somebody who's done it and somebody from AIIMS जो बोल रहा है कि इतना नहीं पढ़ना आपको, that brings a lot of credibility with itself. I think that is what students, I think, like about you and probably me, कि मतलब people who've done it, you know, and they know what they're talking about, and when they are telling you कि इतना मत पढ़ो, इतना पढ़ोगे तो हो जाएगा, that is something that nobody says. Usually लोग उल्टा ही बोलते हैं कि
बोल रहे होते हैं,
पढ़ लो, ये भी पढ़ लो, you know. So basically again giving that right kind of guidance is so satisfying, क्योंकि हम देखते हैं कि इतने सारे हार्ड वर्किंग लोग हैं, हमारे से 10 गुना ज्यादा हार्ड वर्किंग लोग हैं, who are not able to get the success that they deserve. क्यों? क्योंकि उनका डायरेक्शन सही नहीं है. अब आप हार्ड वर्क ऐसे ही लगाओगे इधर उधर,
I say this very thing, people think smart work कम पढ़ना होता है, smart work कम पढ़ना नहीं होता, you have to put in the efforts. But exactly. The efforts when they have a direction is the smart work.
Absolutely. तो वही वो direction आप दे के, and then when you hear it from the students ना, exam के बाद जो message आते हैं students के ना, वो feeling ही अलग है, you know, after cracking the result, and you know when you go to the Telegram group and you see the messages, it's like a whole different feeling. It's so satisfying कि ठीक है आप जो भी time लगा रहे हो, effort लगा रहे हो, you know, if it's helping even one person, you know, it is absolutely worth it. So that's why I go out of my way. In fact मैं बाकी subject पढ़ाती हूँ, मैं ऐसे I mean, I don't know, I'm not bragging, but मैं अपने pregnancy के 3rd trimester में I used to study like stuff. दिन में 3 classes ले रही थी. And you know, because you're so personally invested after a point in, you know, their success, कि बच्चा पढ़ रहा है आपके साथ, you know, it becomes my journey. मेरा तो इतना वो है कि कर रहे हो तो अच्छे से करो, वरना मत करो. You know, that's always been the thing. कि if you're doing something, give it your best, and you know, give it your 100%. So that is how, you know, I think students relate to it and they see it. And you know, I'm sure that's the case with you. I mean, you are putting your content out with so much honesty that's why, you know, people relate to it. And obviously
sometimes they dislike the honesty, telling the elephant in the room also, like first aid. Sometimes, you know, people become so much कि like आप इतना first aid को कर रहे हो, आपको first aid से पैसे मिल रहे हैं, like you really think McGraw मुझे पैसे देगा for a book which is used by
first aid. तो कब पता नहीं मुझे कि इतना backlash क्यों आ रहा है, because after a point, see, initially I promoted it a lot, लोगों ने पढ़ा, लोगों को अच्छा लगा, but after a point, you know, somehow there was a lot of backlash कि क्यों पढ़ना है, कैसे पढ़ना है, क्या करें, suddenly one new book you are telling us to read, already हमारे पास इतना कुछ है. They miss the point कि अच्छा ultimately everything is getting consolidated in this small book. तो आपको इतना सारा material इसमें concise हो रहा है, it's going to be good and effective for your revision. They miss the point and they feel कि अच्छा एक और resource आ गया. So you know, हमेशा कभी भी कोई कुछ नया चीज बोल देना आपको तो वो डर लगता है, and वो डर ज्यादा लगता है जब बाकी सब पढ़ रहे हैं, you are not able to embrace that basically. So I feel they are also coming from not a very bad place, but वो एक fear factor है which is coming in. So after a while I also started you know, saying कि take it or leave it, it's your, you know, loss or your game basically. So it is not like कि आप नहीं पढ़ोगे तो आप अच्छा कर ही नहीं सकते, but it's a new resource. Like you tell your junior कि ये book ने मुझे help की, पढ़ना है तो पढ़ ले, अच्छा रहेगा, you know. And to receive backlash over that, you know, that's absolutely मत पढ़ो यार.
हाँ, मतलब अगर नहीं अच्छी लगी, like I remember, you know, so I made the videos, like मैंने भी first aid बहुत, like I first made a video back in last year in October, जब NEET अभी खत्म हुआ था, and अगला NEET obviously 6-7 महीने बाद था. I made a video in October. I made one single video, you know, कि the secret weapon of AIIMSonians, first aid. Like ऐसे करके मैंने बनाया था, because it's like हमारे कॉलेज में तो obviously trend है. But
ये बन गया, like that became the narrative कि एम्सोनियंस प्रमोट कर रहे हैं फर्स्ट एड, ये बुक ऐसी है जो एम्सोनियंस
ही पढ़ सकते हैं, यही बन गया एग्जैक्टली।
नॉट ट्रू एट ऑल। इनफैक्ट अगर हम एम्सोनियन है, हमने इतना पढ़ रखा है, फिर तो फर्स्ट एड की जरूरत ही नहीं है। तो मेरे जैसे अनपढ़ लोग जिनको फर्स्ट सेकंड प्रॉफ आता नहीं है, मुझे फर्स्ट एड ने इतना हेल्प किया है। मैं तो अभी इतना ब्लैटेंटली बोलती हूँ कि अगर आपको नहीं आता, वो आपके कॉन्सेप्ट अगर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं है, देन यू रीड फर्स्ट एड। इफ यू फील योर कॉन्सेप्ट्स आर वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग, मत पढ़ो, फिर तो आपके पास रिसोर्सेज है, जो स्टिक टू दैट, यू नो। सो बेसिकली इट्स अ गुड थिंग फॉर कंसाइज आपको फाइनल, जो मैं बोल रही हूँ ना कि 10 दिन में पढ़ के जाओगे, ट्रांसलेट्स टू कॉन्फिडेंस, उसमें फर्स्ट एड हेल्प करेगा। उसमें आप नहीं पढ़ सकते फर्स्ट सेकंड प्रॉफ के नोट्स बेसिकली। सो दैट इज वेयर इट कम्स इन, एंड ऑब्वियसली यू डोंट रीड इट, इट्स नॉट लाइक योर
चॉइस। आपको ऑब्वियसली हम लोग ऐसे कोई फोर्स नहीं कर रहे। इट्स जस्ट एक्चुअली मेरे को वही लगा कि एक्चुअली आई थिंक द रीजन फॉर द वन ऑफ द रीजंस फॉर द बैकलैश वाज आल्सो दिस, बिकॉज़ पीपल स्टार्टेड टू हैव अ वही, लोगों को ये लगने लग गया कि अब ये नहीं किया तो शायद रैंक नहीं आएगी, और दे स्टार्टेड फीलिंग कि ये मतलब यू नो लाइक वो रैंक नहीं आएगी। फिर वो फर्स्ट एड इससे करो बिकॉज यू वांट सम रिसोर्स फॉर कंसोलिडेटेड रिवीजन। अगर तुम्हारे पास ऑलरेडी है, तुम्हारे कंसेप्ट्स ऑलरेडी क्लियर हैं, तुम्हें कोई डर नहीं है, तो ऑब्वियसली मत करो। बट अगर तुम्हें लग रहा है कि नहीं है मेरे पास कोई कंसोलिडेटेड सोर्स ऑफ रिवीजन, देन यू कैन ऑब्वियसली गिव इट अ शॉट। बाकी चीजें तो ऑलरेडी देयर है। एंड मैंने फर्स्ट एड बताऊं क्यों बताई थी, मेरे को ये लगता था कि like obviously you were there on Unacademy and you were telling I wanted to get first aid out because I was like कि यार मैं अगर YouTube पे आके मैं बोलूं कि मैरो कर लो, प्रेप कर लो, भाटिया कर लो, डांस कर लो, तो मेरा YouTube पे आने का क्या फायदा? Like I have to tell something which I personally did, मतलब मेरा खुद का एक्सपीरियंस उसके साथ अच्छा रहा है, and which can be helpful to a big section of students and which is not known. मतलब पता नहीं है किसी को, like you know, even if they know it, they don't understand it. Like you know, I made videos more on the fact कि how to use first aid, like उसको annotate कैसे करो, और you know, how do you can stuff like that कि you know, बिकॉज बाकी सारे रिसोर्सेज तो तुम्हें टेलीग्राम पे फ्री में मिल जाएंगे यार। नोट्स तो तुम्हें टेलीग्राम पे बीट एनी कोचिंग ऐप, यू विल गेट द नोट्स फ्री ऑन टेलीग्राम।
It's not about the resources, it's about how you utilize those resources and bring it down and filter it down such that कि आप उसको बाद में रिवाइज कर सको,
रिवाइज कर पाओ,
you know, वैल्यू ज्यादा है। so that is the kind of stuff। so इसीलिए मैंने बोला ना कि रेट लिमिटिंग फैक्टर आपका दिमाग है, तो हमेशा हाई यील्ड, यू नो, मेरा लिए हाई यील्ड इज द गोल्डन वर्ड। ऐसी चीजें पढ़ो जिसमें यील्ड ज्यादा है। आप अपना 1 घंटा दे रहे हो किसी चीज को, तो उसमें से सवाल आने चाहिए, यू नो। इफ यू स्टडी समथिंग फॉर 10 hours and then you know
क्वेश्चन आया ही नहीं, उससे कोई फायदा है क्या उससे?
और दिमाग में गया ही नहीं कि अच्छा 10 घंटे पढ़ लिए, हुआ क्या? अल्टीमेटली नॉवेल पढ़ ली तो क्या फायदा हुआ, है ना? सो अल्टीमेटली एग्जैक्टली इसी का गेम है कि हाइल्ड चीजें पढ़ो एंड यू नो अपने दिमाग की जो लिमिटेड कैपेसिटी है उसमें वैल्यूएबल स्टफ डालो। दैट इज द होल यू नो पॉइंट। So first aid plays very good by that rule.
So apart from like you know, like you started teaching, like how did this thing come कि आप रेडियो के अलावा पढ़ाओगे something else? Like I agree that Unacademy gave the freedom also, but like
ये भी पढ़ा दो मैम, ये भी पढ़ा दो मैम, उसे मना होता नहीं है। गए मैम पढ़ाते गए। उसके बाद मुझे भी मजा आने लग गया कि यार सेम रेडियो, तो बिकॉज मेरे में वो कीड़ा है कि आई कांट स्टडी द सेम थिंग एंड टीच द सेम थिंग अगेन, यू नो। तो मैं खुद बोर हो जाती हूँ सेम चीज पढ़ाते पढ़ाते। तो मेरे अंदर भी मजा आ रहा था मुझे कि अच्छा जो चीजें कभी नहीं पढ़ी वो अब पढ़ के समझ आ रही है। आई नेवर अंडरस्टूड इन द पास्ट, अच्छा ये तो मैं ऐसे पढ़ सकती थी। आई रिमेंबर आई हैव टेकन अ क्लास ऑन डेवलपमेंटल माइलस्टोन, इट इज वन ऑफ माय बेटर क्लासेस, जब मैंने ना पूरा ऐसे स्टोरी फॉर्म में बताया है। आई वाज लाइक अच्छा यार खुद भी पढ़ लेती तो अच्छा होता है ऐसे, अब जाके पढ़ती हूँ उसको ऐसे। सो बेसिकली आई स्टार्टेड एंजॉयिंग द होल प्रोसेस, यू नो, ऑफ studying again and you know teaching in the right manner, how it should be done basically. So I always tell them कि I'm not just teaching you, I'm also showing you how you know you need to study, कैसे integrate करना है, कैसे बाकी सब्जेक्ट को एक साथ लेके आना है। अल्टीमेटली यू नो एक टॉपिक पढ़ रहे हो तो उसको सारे सब्जेक्ट से तभी खत्म करो ना, so your burden basically reduces। तो इंटीग्रेशन वगैरह मतलब कर करके मजा आने लग गया। सो यू नो बेसिकली ऑब्वियसली स्टूडेंट्स कीप आस्किंग, आज भी बोलते हैं कि मैम ल्यूकीमिया पढ़ा दो, लिम्फोमा पढ़ा दो। तो कई बार तो मैं बोल देती हूँ कि यार बायोकेमिस्ट्री, फार्मा, माइक्रो ये सब तो छोड़ दो एटलीस्ट, कि अब एक रेडियोलॉजिस्ट को इतने साल बाद थोड़ी तो शर्म करो।
Actually, this gives me an idea. Maybe I can make a video on leukemia and lymphoma. That's my bread and butter.
प्लीज मैं वही लिंक शेयर कर दूंगी। So basically you know they keep asking for stuff which is difficult for them, so I try कि अगर मुझे ठीक लगता है तो मैं पढ़ के बाकी रिसोर्सेज से पढ़ के you know narrow it down for them. So yeah, it was basically fun for me.
And for you as well. So anything like you know in the teaching learning that you realized, what is the difference? Like you know a lot of people keep on saying कि the reason you don't feel related to you, although obviously obviously a lot of people relate with you is कि आपने एग्जाम 6 साल पहले दिया था और अब एग्जाम बहुत ही डिफरेंट हो गया, विच आई एब्सोल्युटली डू नॉट बिलीव इन. एग्जाम अभी भी वही वैसा ही है, अभी भी प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन करने से, रिवाइज लास्ट 10 दिन में करने से एंड एक कॉन्फिडेंस से एग्जाम में जाने से एग्जाम क्रैक होता है. बट डू यू बिलीव दैट देयर इज समथिंग व्हिच हैज चेंज्ड इन द एग्जाम, और डू यू बिलीव कि वो बस बनाया गया है? लाइक
I feel as far as NEET is concerned, it has undergone a major change where it's become a much better exam to give. हमारे टाइम पे ऐसे सवाल आते थे कि incidence of measles in UP is what? ऐसा एक सवाल.
हाँ, I remember. बहुत एकदम single state one liners होते थे. अब NEET has become more AIIMS like basically.
Now NEET has become very good. AIIMS I feel is exactly the same. Nothing has changed. Nothing. In fact, अभी जो last exam था, everybody was like, अच्छा इतना difficult, AIIMS ने genetics पूछ लिया, immuno पूछ लिया. मैंने बोला AIIMS यही तो पूछ रहा है 10 साल से.
AIIMS तो हर समय first और second prop पे focus कर रहा होता है.
जेनेटिक्स और इम्यूनो तो एम्स के पेट सवाल है, सीए सर्विक्स तो एम्स का पेट सवाल है. इफ यू आर सरप्राइज्ड कि अरे ऐसा सवाल पूछ लिया, जेनेटिक्स पूछ लिया, देन आई मीन देन यू
प्रीवियस क्वेश्चन सॉल्व नहीं किया इसका मतलब.
एग्जैक्टली, यू नो. सो बेसिकली व्हाट हैपेंड वाज लास्ट एम्स एग्जाम वाज प्रीटी इजी. आई मीन नॉट इजी बट इट वाज अ डिफरेंट पेपर. इट वाज मोर क्लिनिकल, नॉट अ लॉट ऑफ फैक्ट्स, यू नो. सो इस बार जब ज्यादा फैक्ट्स आए, दे वर ऑल शॉक्ड कि अच्छा ऐसा कैसे हो गया, इतना डिफिकल्ट पेपर कैसे पूछ लिया. बट दिस इज हाउ एम्स हैज ऑलवेज बीन, एंड यू नो दैट इज व्हाई एम्स में आपको 190 करेक्ट करने ही नहीं है. Nobody is asking you or expecting you to get 190 correct out of 200.
हाँ, people keep on asking कि सर कितने करेक्ट टारगेट करने हैं. मैंने कहा कोई करेक्ट टारगेट है, 60-70% आ जाएंगे, रैंक 1 आ जाती है.
Exactly, मतलब मैं तो इतना बोलती हूँ कि आपके पास 40 क्वेश्चन का रूम है, आप गलत करके आओ, which is such a big room, and you will get a good rank. You get 160 correct, and I assure you, अगर आपने 200 सवाल किए हैं, you are getting top 100, you know. So 40 questions wrong करना is such a big
रूम,
राइट. इतना बिग रूम है बेसिकली, यू नो. सो दैट इज व्हाट पीपल डोंट गेट कि आप वो क्वेश्चंस को पकड़ के बैठोगे कि अच्छा एम्स इज आस्किंग मी दिस क्वेश्चन, एम्स इज आस्किंग मी सच अ वन लाइनर कि ये जीनोम में कितने ये है बेस पेयर्स. But those questions don't count, right? So AIIMS is a very strategized.
I remember like this one very particular question which like everyone hated कि letrozole की half life क्या है. This one was like,
I know that became very notorious, but why I kept on saying that question doesn't change your rank.
जिस किसी को नहीं आता होगा.
Exactly. So basically, sorry, my charger. I'll just connect my charger.
No, sure.
Yeah. So I was saying कि हाँ, such questions, you know, इनको दिल पे नहीं लेना है. एम्स तो पूछेगा ऐसे सवाल, आपको वो सवाल सही करने हैं which you know are your previous year topics, are your known topics which are important for AIIMS, you know. So basically that is what AIIMS is all about. And yeah, so your question originally was कि आपको क्या लगता है क्या change है. So it is getting more clinical. But the fact still remains that you need to master your must-know topics. You need to master your previous year topics, and that is all that is, you know, to be done. उनको उतने डेप्थ में जाओ कि चाहे कुछ भी पूछ ले, आपका सही होना चाहिए.
टॉपिक्स की मास्टरी, टॉपिक्स की डेप्थ में जाना चाहिए, rather than कि पूरे सिलेबस की डेप्थ में जाओ. वो दिमाग लिमिटिंग फैक्टर रहेगा, तुम्हें दिमाग में जाएगा ही नहीं किसी भी हालत में.
बिल्कुल. तो मतलब अपना बैटल्स वाइजली चूज करो कि ये चीजें हैं जो मुझे पढ़नी है, और उसको सब कुछ पढ़ के जाना है. यू इंटीग्रेटेड फ्रॉम डिफरेंट सब्जेक्ट्स, लिटरली पढ़ो, यू नो, एंड बेसिकली कीप ऑल द सब्जेक्ट्स टुगेदर, इंटीग्रेट करके पढ़ो, इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक्स पढ़ो, यू नो. सो दैट वे योर कॉन्सेप्ट्स गेट स्ट्रॉन्गर. तो जितने कॉन्सेप्ट स्ट्रॉन्ग होंगे उतना मेमोरी पे रिलाई कम करना पड़ेगा. एंड जो मेमोरी वाले हैं, ऑब्वियसली देयर आर गोइंग टू बी फैक्ट्स जो मेडिकल साइंस में है जो पूछे ही जाएंगे, चाहे आप बोलो कि रट्टा मारने वाला टॉप कर रहा है या कुछ भी बोल लो, बट अल्टीमेटली yes, you have to memorize stuff, right? You have to understand, you have to memorize. It's a dual game.
I always used to say कि लोग कहते हैं neuro is very very clinical, neuro में बहुत concepts हैं, but I always found neuro to be maximum memorization till the time you actually memorize the tracks. उसके बाद उनको कहीं पे काटोगे तब समझ पाओगे कि ये डेफिसिट आ रहा है या समथिंग लाइक दैट. जब तुम ट्रैक्स को याद नहीं करोगे तब तक कैसे निकलेगा बेसिकली.
तो इंट्रिंसिक है ना कि मेडिकल साइंस में अगर आपको फैक्ट्स ही नहीं पता तो आप उसको एसिमिलेट करके अंडरस्टैंड कैसे करोगे. तो देयर इज मेमोराइजिंग इन्वॉल्व्ड एट एवरी स्टेप, बट आफ्टर अ व्हाइल वंस यू रिवाइज इट इनफ यू विल अंडरस्टैंड, एंड यू नो अ लॉट ऑफ मेमोरी गेट्स ट्रांसलेटेड टू लॉन्ग टर्म मेमोरी, और वो अंडरस्टैंडिंग में कन्वर्ट हो जाती है. तो वो आपको एग्जाम डे पे आपको लेके नहीं जानी आपके टिप्स पे. इट इज देयर इन योर लॉन्ग टर्म कंटेंट. पे समझा हुआ है वो आप तभी अप्लाई कर पाओगे. इनफैक्ट जो कॉन्सेप्ट्स है, जो अंडरस्टैंडिंग, इफ यू टेक इट एज मेमोरी, तो आप सॉल्व नहीं कर पाओगे कभी भी सवाल, यू नो, जो क्योंकि सवाल किसी और वे में ही पूछेंगे. एग्जामिनर विल ट्विस्ट वन वर्ड एंड आस्क यू, एंड यू नो यू विल बी लाइक, oh, I had studied this but still I got it wrong.
I'm not able to answer the question.
So there is memory, there is understanding, you know, so you have to bring it both together.
So
that has not changed, like the answer to the question.
much change nahi hua hai, like exactly, not much change. In fact, NEET has become more clinical, more AIIMS like. AIIMS थोड़ा ज़्यादा clinical होता था पहले.
Better, I mean
better. It's elements में better हो गया है. हाँ, I remember कि हमारे टाइम पे भी जब NEET होता था तो like you said, एकदम single liners, just one single liners होते थे. And earlier it is like, obviously it has become better. Other thing that I wanted to ask was basically कि what is like आगे का क्या, what are your plans, like कुछ अभी?
तो अभी ऐसा हो गया that I'm getting so many opportunities of teaching one after the other, you know, so I'm taking up projects, like जितना भी time मेरे को मिल रहा है, so I'm trying to be engaged as much as possible. अभी मेरी छोटी daughter भी है obviously, so I have to give her time, she's my topmost priority, but I'm trying to cram in as much as possible. तो 2-3 और projects हैं which I've taken up in teaching, but apart from that, yeah, like radiology का कुछ अपना खोल के स्टार्ट करने का एक एस्पिरेशन है, which hopefully next 2 years I will start. Hopefully 2 years का टाइमलाइन दिया अपने आप को, बाकी देखते हैं. लाइफ इज या लाइक अभी ऐसे हो रहा है, I don't know where my day is starting and next day कब शुरू हो रहा है, which is a good, which I'm not complaining. I mean I'm happy कि ऐसा है, you know.
So अब थोड़ा सा अलग आता है, a bit about your personal life. How did Zainab and Ravi happen? A bit on that, if you want, if you can share.
It started off with IAP studying. तो हम लोग हमेशा से बहुत अच्छे दोस्त थे, जो भी अपना ब्रेकअप हो रहे हैं सब कुछ एक दूसरे से शेयर कर रहे थे, एंड यू नो मतलब यूजुअली मेरे ही हो रहे थे, तो मतलब यू नो ही यूज्ड टू बी माय ऐसा बाउंसिंग, वो क्या बोलते हैं, पंचिंग बैग, कि जो भी हो रहा है
मैं उस पे एक्सप्रेस करूंगी, रोना,
इमोशन, सब कुछ, एंड ही यूज्ड टू बी वेरी स्टोइक अबाउट इट कि ठीक है क्या करना है, तूने ये गलत किया. यूजुअली मैं तो बेसिकली वी वर ऑलवेज वेरी वेरी गुड फ्रेंड्स. तो वो कंपेनियनशिप हमेशा से ही थी. After a while, after internship and you know studying and spending so much time together, we realized कि इससे अच्छा companionship तो किसी के साथ मिल ही नहीं सकता, and you know you can't be happier with anybody else basically in life, and you will never find that wholesome at home feeling.
So is it that typical rom-com story where best friends finally realize that they are in love with each other?
हाँ, kind of cliched right? But हाँ, मतलब वो मैं हमेशा हमारे रिलेशनशिप को डिस्क्राइब करती हूँ, इट फील्स लाइक होम, कि यू डोंट हैव टू प्रिटेंड, यू डोंट हैव टू, यू नो, जैसे हो वैसे रहो. गुस्सा आ रहा है तो गुस्सा निकाल दो, रोना आ रहा है रोना निकाल दो, whatever it is, you know, you feel at home and you know you are relaxed and chill. So you know, so you know each other in and out. He knows what I am thinking, even if I'm you know projecting something, he'll know that अच्छा ये इसका defense mechanism use कर रही है, इसका ये. So he knows me you know through and same with me. वो छोटा सा झूठ भी बोलेगा तो मुझे पता होता है, नहीं इग्नोर की, ठीक है झूठ बोल रहा है, no need to address stuff. ऐसी छोटी छोटी लड़ाइयाँ तो ऐसे ही फिल्टर हो जाती है ना. So you know all of that, so it feels it was very comfortable. So the transition from that into a marriage was very very smooth. In fact, the last 6 years that we've been married doesn't feel like you know कि ऐसा
6 years marriage की हुई है,
हाँ,
दोस्त के साथ रह रहे हैं, ऐसा लग रहा है
के साथ रह रहे हैं, एकदम चिल जिंदगी चल रही है, यू नो, एंड यू सपोर्ट ईच अदर एंड यू एनकरेज ईच अदर. और मतलब मेरा जितना भी सक्सेस हुआ है, इट्स बिन बिकॉज ऑफ हिज सपोर्ट एंड एनकरेजमेंट. जैसे तुम अपने ऋषभ को वर्क वाइफ बताते हो, वैसे रवि
अरे यार ऐसे दिव्या मेरे को मार डालेगी, दिव्या की वजह से भी बहुत सारा हुआ है. शी हैज सपोर्टेड मी अ लॉट, यू नो. She initially used to get very angry at the fact that you know like you know you are like somehow YouTube has suddenly become a new obsession for you, and over the time she started supporting me कि अच्छा मैं अब आपको बताती हूँ कि कौन सी नई वीडियो बनानी है, you know, coming with me in my videos, you know, and you know helping me sometimes कि मैं चलो मैं थोड़ा experiment कर रहा हूँ कि vlog बनाते हैं, तो she putting up the camera and vlog में help कर रही है and everything. And obviously आपका support system होता है तभी you progress.
बहुत ज़्यादा चाहिए होता है, especially after my daughter was born. That's a very big transition. I mean, that is highly underrated. कि having a child totally changes your life. So the first few months I was like totally out of it, and I didn't know how to get back and क्या करना है, whether I'll be ever able to go back to my work. It's a very tough time of your life, very big adjustment. So at that time you need somebody like Ravi ki jo aapko janta hai अच्छे से, and who pushes you कि तू काम करेगी तभी तू खुश रहेगी. If you are just doing this 24 hours, you're not going to be happy. So he was the one, नहीं तू काम कर, I'm going to look after her when you're not there. We'll get help. So basically you need that kind of support, because it's just the two of us and it's our daughter. So we are managing everything alone, both of our work jobs and our daughter and everything. So that support is extremely crucial, and I mean, I can't thank him enough. You
can't thank him enough. Let's have Ravi here. Special guest tonight. Another special guest tonight.
Please,
let's have Ravi. For those who don't know, Dr. Ravi Sharma, the guy who got taught, the first student of Zainab Vora, who got All India rank 2. Better than her. All India rank, got All India rank 2 in AIIMS. He's currently doing his fellowship. Bhi khatam ho gaya na, Ravi, if I'm not wrong.
He's doing a research job now.
Research job.
So we have one more guest who is far more important than Ravi. Hello.
That's Zara for everyone.
We did talk about Zara. So hi Zara.
Hello.
Who's this? So we'll bring a chair for Ravi, and maybe we can go to the sides. Maybe you can sit here and I'll just sit.
So now we have the support system of Dr. Zainab, Dr. Ravi Sharma. For those, I think I distinctly remember just one thing about, for those who have probably Ravi was the guy जिसने मेरे को तो रवि का पहला इंटरेक्शन था, रवि ने एसबी रे को चुप कराया था for the so for those who don't know, SB Ray is a very dreaded anatomy professor of ours, and Ravi was always the diligent, the topper student, and he was like, in A Force there is a term called as delta standard. So delta standard wo hota hai when you know more than the teacher. So for us, Ravi was the delta standard who knew more than the teacher itself, and Ravi then obviously got taught by Zainab. He has completed his neurosurgery right now, again from AIIMS Delhi, and he's now doing research job at AIIMS Delhi. And hopefully I'll see you as a faculty, Ravi, कह पाऊंगा कि I know मेरे को faculty पता है AIIMS में, मेरे दोस्त हैं and all that. But from you, I just want to ask a lot of people, since counseling is actually going to start and everything, people will be confused whether to take 6-year neurosurgery or not. What are your experiences? What would you want to tell someone who's confused, like say 6-year neurosurgery करूं या 3-year surgery करूं या surgery करूं ही ना, मतलब like something of those.
First of all, if anyone asked me to do a 3-year neurosurgery versus a 6-year neurosurgery, first, if you are sure that you are passionate enough about taking neurosurgery, then doing 6-year neurosurgery is any day better than doing a 3-year neurosurgery, whether you do it from AIIMS, NIMHANS, and I think so by next year AIIMS Jodhpur will also have a 6-year.
AIIMS Rishikesh also has a 6-year neurosurgery course.
And AIIMS Jodhpur will also have a 6-year course. So 6 years neurosurgery is definitely better at any day as compared to a 3-year neurosurgery for a resident at least, because it takes a lot of time to get accustomed to a branch like neurosurgery, because we are not trained for microscopic skills. So it is a long learning curve. So any day better than 6 years. But people who take up generally general surgery before, they are those people who are not sure they want to do a surgical branch, but they are not sure that
neurosurgery karni hai nahi karni.
Yeah, neurosurgery karni hai ki nahi. But yes, if I'm pretty sure that whenever someone takes up 6-year neurosurgery, he's just glamored by the term neurosurgery. He doesn't really know.
Neurosurgeon banenge hum, aim once a neurosurgeon.
More of like that. I still remember one of my juniors who is from AIIMS. I won't name him. So 2-3-4 years back when he joined neurosurgery, he came to me and he said, "Sir, you are my role model and all that." So I just asked him why you want to take neurosurgery, and he said, मजा तो दो ही चीजें है, या वो it's like an old saying ना, मतलब either it's rocket science or it's brain surgery. So people are fascinated like that, but per se I would still feel that takes a lot of your time. It needs, like, honestly speaking, Zainab has been more of a support system to me than I have been to her, because Zainab has bore all my work tantrums for last 7 years. Rather, this year is pretty little because I'm on a research post, so it's little less hectic, but you need a lot of cooperation from your family as well. So it's very it's difficult as far as time consumption is concerned. So that is what I would like to suggest, that if you are passionate, then you take a 6-year neurosurgery. But if you are you're planning to take just surgery,
I would just want to interrupt. Like, I'm just so sorry. मेरे को बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है you two in together in a frame, and Zara also there. It's
Zara,
like
Zara, I'll take Zara.
Yeah, so it's very मतलब
आने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं,
मतलब I know आने की आप कोशिश कर रहे हो, but it feels very मैं क्या बोलूँ, बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है, like कि like this is what everyone imagines, अच्छा like like a perfect, I know life is not perfect and everyone has a share of struggles and everything, but this is a happy moment, like like a really happy moment, the family together, Zara and Zara.
Me and Zainab never actually imagined this stage when we were studying. Our friendship actually started from pediatrics quiz. That
Yeah, pediatrics quiz. I'm not kidding. कि pediatrics quiz से दोस्तियां बनती definitely है. Like me and I'm not kidding. कि you say Rishabh is my work wife. I won't deny that. And it was cemented because of pediatrics quiz. Because we both gave pediatrics quiz together. And we used to joke कि जो pediatrics quiz एक साथ देता है वो couples होते हैं, because हमारे बैच में शुभम एंड स्निग्धा ने दिया था, आप दोनों जब तक हम दे रहे थे तब तक आप you were already a couple, so and other people as well, so we like कि हम लोग pediatrics quiz दे रहे हैं तो हम लोग एक couple like joke करते थे something on those lines, but definitely वो एक cementing factor तो होता है somehow that quiz. I don't know how, but after that कैसे हुआ, like how did
actually we were too good of friends. Actually, we still feel that even as when we are in a family as husband and wife, we are good friends. So that is very important, because one person has to cover up for the other at various stages in life. So it is very important to have a good partnership. Like, since that time, Zainab divides the work. This is your job. This is what I'm not job. So this is your job. I will not touch this part.
Even पढ़ाई में भी we used to have कि ये मुझे नहीं आता, ये तू पढ़ेगा, और even in the IAP quiz हमारा set था कि ये,
and this continues even till Zara has come. There are some designated works which only I can do.
Yeah, somehow we have different things that we are good at, और वो बहुत एक jigsaw puzzle की तरह fit होता है.
Fit हो जाता है.
But as far as counseling is concerned, Aditya, one thing I would like to say, which most people didn't tell me when I was, what I feel is like people have a very negative view about few branches, and people have an overtly view positive about branches. So first of all, that's totally a myth. Like, each branch has its significance. Like, I still remember, like, when I was at my stage, when people used to join, and I still remember if someone gets a rank around maybe 20, 30 in AIIMS also, like, people used to say that हमें वो desired branch नहीं मिलेगी. They don't have a clue what a desired branch is, because what I feel is every branch has its own significance. Like, you cannot, like, honestly speaking, like ophtha is not picked up at a top rank mostly in AIIMS, but trust me, as a surgical branch, ophtha is a very good branch. So actually people have a very negative view, and they just based on what toppers are taking usually over years, they generally
trend chala ja raha hai, I'll say na,
it's like that.
Topper
every branch has
lete rahe basically.
So like, what I feel is that people should change that notion. You should take up that branch not on the basis of like, people take up the branch because they think that residency is cool, or they take up the branch because residency program is not good or some at one place and it's good at another place. I think so that is a very narrow focus, because it is a very long-term game. It doesn't end at residency, or rather it starts after you finish residency. Like, you see, then I finished her residency and she fell in love with teaching more than per se core radiology, okay, which other cut work people do. So you come to know once you have passed through that part. So what I feel is most people are disillusioned at the stage when they join PG, because like someone doesn't take up ophtha or anesthesia and would like to just take, let us suppose, like people have a very high trend notion that they want to take medicine.
मेडिसिन लेनी है,
They don't-
medicine ही
yeah,
लेनी है,
like-
सिर्फ मेडिसिन लेनी है
because
और कुछ करना ही
AIIMS,
नहीं है.
उसको उनको पता ही नहीं है कि क्यों लेनी है, because AIIMS के पिछले टॉपर्स मेडिसिन लेते हैं तो मेडिसिन लेनी है. And I'm telling you this frankly, when I took neurosurgery at second rank, and I was exactly posted in medicine posting as an intern, and people counseled me sitting in that room. They told that you are so intelligent, and intelligent people take medicine. And you are born for medicine, because just because you got second rank in first attempt, so you are born for medicine. That is a totally stupid notion, because people who take medicine, then they do DM, they are equally disillusioned after finishing their DM what they want to do in life. So you should take up a branch which you are comfortable with. No branch, whether you take it at a 50 rank or a first rank, doesn't make a difference. Each branch has a significance. Low, like pediatrics has a significance. So if you're like, if I want to show my daughter, like for a simple pediatrics job, I have to show to a pediatrician, not to a neurosurgeon, right? So you should not take any branch. Like that is what I felt when my juniors took the branch neurosurgery for the glamour of it. Just that it has more alphabets in it.
I won't deny that. Actually, like I remember talking to you, जब मेरी भी rank आई थी, I was like, मैं neurosurgery ले लेता हूँ. And for me also, neurosurgery was the glamour aspect associated with it. And it was you who counseled me कि glamour के लिए please गलती से भी मत ले लेना, because that is a very long notion.
Yeah, because actually you should take a branch which you can carry on throughout your life. It can keep you happy. And there are different points and different voids in everyone's life, which is very, very important to be filled by a particular branch. People take up branches just because other people are taking that branch at a similar rank. So don't take that. This is what I feel, that, and don't think that one particular branch, if that is not being taken by top ranks, is not a good branch. Every branch has equal significance, whether it is from radiology to neurosurgery, equal significance, equal role. And today, any patient in any part of the world is managed by a multidisciplinary management. So no patient can be managed in isolation by a single branch. So you take whatever branch, and don't have this notion. Like what I feel is people have this peer pressure that, okay, if my friend has taken up, let us say radio or pediatrics, which is supposedly a good branch, and I am taking, let us suppose, anesthesia, which according to him that stage is not a good branch, they will have a pressure that probably he will do better in life. No, that is not the concept. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. Because for managing an ICU, you need a very good anesthetist and a critical care management person. So each branch has significance, and the denominator of your fame as a medical professional is very small. It is very restricted. So if you work hard in a particular field, you are bound to gain good amount of fame in that particular field. And you will not have any competition with other fields. Yeah. So you will have share bit of people from AIIMS who have done very well in pediatrics. So they don't have a competition with someone who has done radiology from radiology from AIIMS, or neurosurgery from AIIMS, for the matter of any other branch. So you don't take the branch just because you feel that your peers will do better. Like Zainab took radiology, I still remember that when she took radiology, and she was actually in AIIMS rank 1, and I told her to sit for radio and before AIIMS Delhi, and she said there's only one seat of radio and she'll pick it up. The reason for that was her symptoms were very simple, that I would like to be in a branch where I can take at least 8 hours good sleep. Now at that stage, it might sound to someone a very stupid reason, but that denotes that for her freedom and quality of life,
like she said in this interview as well,
more important.
For her me time was very, very important.
Yeah, that is very important. For if someone that me time is important, then you should prefer that, because that's the way you can be happy. I have seen people who have taken up radiology also and quit it because they felt that they were not exposed to clinics more, or they didn't have hands-on more. For people, you have to decide. No branch is perfect, and you will be unhappy in every branch someday and happy in every branch someday. There will be ups and downs, but you just need to decide that what is the most important thing, what is the most important void in your life, and don't decide that on the basis of what someone else,
other people are saying.
Yeah, because actually what I feel is, even our parents, maybe even they will be doctors, they might have a very fixed notion. I've seen especially the kids of even professors having a very fixed notion that this is not a good branch. That is a very, very stupid concept, because if you ask me, that people ask me which branch is not saturated today, every branch is saturated today. Every DM, every MCH branch is super saturated, and you will have to make way when you get there. And it is very selective, very subjective. depends a lot on individual perspective and the city you want to settle in. So don't take the branch just because the rank one took it. You might not have the same personality traits as rank one. So you should take a branch which suits your personality traits. That is what I feel. Neurosurgery suits my personality traits. It suits. It doesn't give you time to breathe. I'm a workaholic person. I like to be engaged in work. I am addicted to the adrenaline rush, which is associated with surgical high. So that are things which keep me going. Today also, if I get a surgery to do, I can spend hours doing it. So, and I am not sad after doing that surgery, because I feel that gives you a sense of, but for someone, standing for so many hours might be a burden. So you should pay heed to those small things rather than someone saying becoming a neurosurgeon, such a big thing. I have seen so many people saying you're a neurosurgeon. You don't know what neurosurgery is. When the day you will be asked to stand for 14 hours without a break in an OR for a single case, and at the end of the case, patient might die, it is very demoralizing sometimes. But whether for you that much of surgical high is more important than standing for 14 hours. You will miss most of the birthday parties. You will miss most of the functions of your family. You might not be there for very important events in your life. Whether you are ready to sacrifice all that, then only you take neurosurgery. Yeah. Because then only you will be able to own that glamour. The God complex which comes along with neurosurgery can be owned by only people who enjoy that. If you feel that as a burden, then you will not be able to enjoy that God complex. It is very subjective.
On that note, I think I'll end this because काफी वो भी हो गया.
Yeah.
And एक बार if Zainab is there, if everyone can come together, thanks a lot, Ravi and Zainab. Thanks a lot, for agreeing to this. And
it's like home for us, and it's like a personal achievement for us to see you do so well, and may you continue to put out such wonderful content, and no matter how much hate you get, there are always going to be more people
I counseled
who love you
in person on that day, also standing in front of the hospital too, that you are on the right path.
Yeah, and the more hate you get in today's time, jitna hate mil raha hai, utna zyada successful ho rahe ho aap, hai na? So take it in your stride, and no need to defend people on every single note. You're doing the right thing. You are putting out content honestly. Just stick to it. I mean,
it is very rare in doctors to have entrepreneurship. It's very good, because actually it is very important to have a lateral thinking to achieve anything great in life. So I think so you have that lateral thinking, and you will do great. And you are doing it, definitely.
Thanks a lot. ये तो expect नहीं किया था, but thanks a lot. And I think everyone will enjoy this interview. Everyone would have new insights after this interview, and obviously everyone will love Zara.
Yeah, Zara is the most popular one. Love to follow her. Okay. Zara, say bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.